Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Lingfield Park here on Thursday. It is the 27th of October, 2022. Gonna look at the stakes races on the program from Lingfield, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Let's look at the stakes action from Lingfield, races 4 and 5. Some good races on the all-weather poly track. The fourth race at 325, it is the River Eden Stakes. It's listed stakes for Class 1 horses, going for a $63,500 purse. Race for 3-year-olds and upwards, fillies and mares only, which are EBF eligible. A dozen horses are going 2,600 meters or a mile 5/8 on the all-weather poly track. Gonna take the 5-horse Penny Moore as a top selection. Let's go 5-1-12 in your tri-cash trifecta. 5-1-12 tri-cash trifecta, top selection of 5-horse Penny Moore. There's 4-year-old filly by Frankel, Godolphin Doan, Jonathan Gazin trains, James Doyle gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 2 weeks ago on the 10th of October at Yarmouth. What am I saying? A mile 3/4 Phillies listed stakes. That was the Beckford Stakes, and the horse finished 15th by 50 lengths that day. Blinkers on, first off the bench, just wasn't staying the trip. She stalked, but then completely hit the wall 2 furlongs from home. It just wasn't the day to win. Back to poly track, lesser quality horses with a good post drop. I think the horse could stay, and I think she could return to the winner's circle today. Two back, her final start as of 2021 came here at Lingfield on the 20th of October, mile 5/8 in last year's River Eden race, and she finished second by 4.5 lengths that day, and she outran her 14-1 odds that day. She sat back early from a stupidly wide post draw, and she stalked. She had a decent turn of foot, but the winner just had the better jump than her, but she didn't run half bad there. And then before that, at Bath, a mile 3/4 on the 13th of October in a listed stakes. She finished ninth by 6.25 lengths that day. She was with them early on, but then just kind of crumbled under the pressure. Maybe the fast ground got to her. And then the Group 3 Princess Royal Stakes at Newmarket in September 2021 over the mile and a half. She finished fifth by 10 lengths and never really got going. She's a winner once in 8 offerings. That one victory came the 4th of August of 2021 at Kempton. Mile and a half on the poly track in a Class 4 Fillies novice race, winning by 9.5 lengths that day. She basically stalked. When she got the lead, she took off clear. But she hasn't run half. When she stepped up in class, she hasn't run half bad. But she's just, I think she's just been facing too tough competition. Down the class side are 10-1. I think she's very loaded today. I think 10-1 is great odds on her. It wouldn't surprise me if the 1-horse Bacella runs a good race for Kieran Fallon. And William Haggis is 4-year-old filly by a Golden Horn. Most recently, they ran the horse at Pontefract on the 19th of June, going a mile and a half in a listed stakes where she finished fifth by 10 lengths, and she never really got going there. Off the bench on the fast ground, it really got to her. I think she would go up today if this race was, say, if it was run on the turf. She goes up a lot more with wet ground. Two back, I love the victory at Goodwood in a Phillies listed stakes over the mile and a half in late April, winning by a neck. She basically won for fun, and then she won last October on yielding ground at Ascot very nicely. Another horse off the bench, she could definitely get the trip at 7-1 in this very wide open race. A definite use in your place pot. But to recount my selection for the 325, the 4th race from Lingfield, it is the River Eden Stakes. Let's take the 5-horse Penny Moore. Give kudos to the 1-horse Bacella. 5-1-12 tri-cash trifecta. Let's go 5-1 in your place pot. The 5th race, the 4 o'clock, it is the Fleur De Lys Stakes. It's listed stakes for Class 1 horses, going for a purse, $63,500. Race for 3-year-olds and upwards, fillies mares only. A dozen horses are going 1,600 meters or a mile on the all-weather poly track. Let's take the 5-horse International Angel. Let's go 5-11-10 in your tri-cash trifecta. 5-11-10 tri-cash trifecta, top selection of 5-horse International Angel, 5-year-old mare by Dark Angel. Jane Chappell-Hayam trains this one. James Doyle gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 7th of October, Newmarket, 7 furlongs in the Group 2 Challenge Stakes, and the horse finished 4th by 2.75 lengths that day, off a little bit of a refreshing about 6.5 weeks. Like I said, he finished 4th by 2.75 lengths. He just kind of stalked, but never had the good turn of foot. He just came up a little flat. Back to facing the mares, not the world's toughest race. I think she could find the winner's circle. Drawn very well in the stands on the inside with the forward that pace should suit him well. Two back in the Group 3 Pre-Quincy at Deauville, a mile on the 28th of August. She finished second by 2.25 lengths that day, and again, just kind of stalked, but really never got the good turn of foot. And then the Oak Tree Stakes at Goodwood over the 7 on the 27th of July. Finished second by a head. definitely outran the 66 to 1 odds that day. Basically the horse stalked, it was under the drive, but it was excelling, just missed late, but she put on a show behind Oscala. And then before that, on Lys Stakes at Chelmsford over the 7 on the 3rd July, finished 6 by 8 and a quarter, eighth by 5 and a quarter lengths that day, and just basically lost all chances at the beginning because the horse didn't break well. If she would have broke, maybe she could have made the race interesting. She's won once in 8 offerings this season. The one victory, you have to go back to Newcastle, where she won a race in early February over the 7. Came back to run a very disappointing 7th in the Lady Wolferna after that, where the horse again didn't break so well. But coming here today, back to Polytrack over the mile, decent runs as of recently. I think the form is good for this race, so we're going to take her. I think you also have to use the 11 horse here, Crystal Caprice. Ryan Moore's on this one for Sir Michael Stout, the real filly by Frankel. Most recently, they ran the horse last month at Newmarket over the mile in the Rosemary Stakes, where she finished 3rd by 1/4 lengths. And again, she just was flat. She never quickened up that day from a tracking position. Two back, I thought she ran terrifically in a Class 2 fillies handicap at Ascot over the mile, and yielding ground, winning by 1.5 lengths that day. She stalked, she slowly moved her way up, and Ryan Moore timed the race perfectly with a high weight. This horse got the job done. And then a Goodwood over the mile in a Class 3 fillies handicap, winning by 1.5 lengths that day. From the inside, again, she basically sat back early and again got the job done. I like her a lot. Facing listed horses, it wouldn't surprise me at 7-2 if she gets the job done also. Let's use this horse in that place pot for this very exciting card from Lingfield. Like I said, it's one of the best all-weather cards of the month so far. And we're getting into all-weather season right now. Along with the jumps, you have a really good race from Weatherby on Saturday, the Charlie Hill. So join for that. But to recap my selection for the 5th, the 4 o'clock from Lingfield, it's for Fleur De Lys Stakes. Let's take the 5-horse International Angel. Give kudos to the 11-horse Crystal Caprice. 5, 11, 10, TriCash Trifecta, 5, 11 in your place pot. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.